Fiddler is very helpful for doing a general site review. It helps us get an understanding very easily about what sort of technologies are in use on the website. One common place you can see this is response headers, so you will typically see what server they're executing. Often you'll see what sort of server-side technology they're using, including versions. You can see the source for the HTML that's returned, so you can see things like, are they using divs versus tables? Are they using JavaScript libraries such as jQuery? You get a quick indicator of quality. It's very obvious in Fiddler when a 404, a missing file, occurs, or server-side 500s are present. You get a look at the number of unique domains that go into creating the website. So for instance, are they using a CDN network? Are they using any ad services? Are they using any tracking? Things like those you can see by their use of unique domains. And you can also see, again, the third-party services that are in use on the website. How are they doing their log reporting? How are they doing their ad servicing, etc. Let's review a website using Fiddler. We will make sure our cache is clear. We'll browse to the website. We'll see it's a pretty standard page. It's got a header, a footer, it's got some animation, some images down below. If we look at the Fiddler trace, we can start to notice some various things about how the site works in general. Obviously, we see the .aspx extension, but if we were to look at the request and the response, some of the things we'll notice, the server is running IIS version 7.5. We see in the response header that it's also using ASP.NET and which specific version it's using. Then we can start to look at some of the details about the response. I like to open it in Notepad. So we can see that the response was okay. As we look through, we can see also that it's using jQuery. So we know that's one of the JavaScript libraries used. We can see a couple JavaScript files, most likely jQuery plugins. As we scroll down, we'll notice the use of ViewState, so we can tell that this is a web forms version of ASP.NET. Looking at the source, we can see it's using divs for layouts instead of tables. We can also see that it's not yet been converted to HTML5 because it's not using the new HTML5 tags like header. But again, it gives us a very basic look at some of the technologies that are used. We can also see some of the quality aspects with the site because we notice that there's a 404 for one of the images that's been requested. Normally we can also sort by host. Most websites have today around 100 requests that are made for a single page, and they often leverage a lot of third-party services, or they'll use multiple domains. So if you're familiar with how browsers talk back to web servers, they use multiple connections. So sometimes people will use CDN networks to host some of their files. You can see those things by the different domains that will show up in here for the host. So that's another quick idea of how are they using the site. You'll recognize some of the names as Google Ad Services or some of the tracking technologies that can be used for log reporting. All of that is something you can see in a basic Fiddler trace just by going to a particular website and reviewing what some of the responses come back with.